everyone, welcome to this week's Tutorial Tuesday video. This week I'm doing a kind of darker goth sort of inspired look that was kind of requested last week. So I'm just doing a couple different techniques here, some sugaring, a little bit of a black lace glitter, and a 3D rose as well. So I'm going to start off with my sugared nails, and I'm beginning with a coat of black tie, and I'm putting this down just as a base color, just in case some of the glitter wears off, especially on the free edge on the corners. It just makes any little bit of wear that may happen less noticeable if you have a base color. So applying that and giving it a full cure, so that's 60 seconds in LED or 2 minutes in UV. And then I'm taking my top gloss and applying it in a very thin as I possibly can, coat over the entire nail. And before I cure that, I'm going to sugar my nail. So I am using the jet black sugar from the Sugars collection from Light Elegance, but you can do this really with any glitter as long as it's not too chunky. And I'm just pouring that on the nail, and then I like to give it a little pat with my finger just to kind of lay everything down, really get it stuck into that top gloss. And then you're gonna give that a 4-minute cure. And if you wanted, you could just give this a quick 1-minute cure just to freeze it into place, because we are doing so much other art that's going to be in and out of the light. By the time you're finished the look, it'll have more than 4 minutes on it. But just for the purposes of this video, so you can see the next step, I have done a 4-minute cure. You're then going to take your Fluff Daddy, or you can take any other soft bristled brush to just dust off the rest of the excess glitter off of the nail. For the next nail here, I'm taking Cherry Cordial, and I'm going to do 2 coats of that, of course curing in between. You don't have to give a full cure, just 30 seconds is good, even for your second coat, because now you're gonna come in with black lace and do 1 coat of that over the whole nail. And I like to get a coat on, and then I like to take my brush and kind of move the pieces around just so you get like the full effect of the black lace with the little diamonds and everything in there. And now I'm gonna give that a full cure, so that's of course 60 seconds in LED or 2 minutes in UV. And now for the third look on this set, I'm taking the Manicure Color Black Label. I like this one because it has a little bit of a pearl to it. And I'm going to apply 2 coats and give that a full cure. And then I'm going to take my flat mat and apply that over top of the nail, and again a full cure, wiping afterward with some after wipe. You could also use super shiny, but I wanted a matte background with a shiny rose, so that's why I've done it this way. While my flat mat is curing, I'm going to take my black tie and my clear acrylic powder, and I'm going to mix. It's about a half and half ratio, like a 1-to-1 ratio, but you'll find what you like to work with most. The biggest thing is that you don't want it to be crumbly because it won't cure properly that way. So once you're happy with the consistency of your little acrylic mixture here, you're going to take any stylus that you like and just dip it into the clear acrylic, and this will help it from sticking to your mixture too much. And just take your stylus and pick up a ball of the mixture and place it onto the nail. Now taking an old gel brush that has been cleaned to death so there's no more gel in it, I'm going to do the same thing and dip it into my clear powder so that it doesn't stick to my bead that's on my nail. And this way I can work it and move it around really well. And I'm just going to start from my outer petals and work my way in, and just making kind of a triangle, like boomerang kind of shape. I like it to be a little bit higher at the peak, so like the point of the triangle, and then I kind of feather and flatten down the middle part of the petal so it kind of looks like a real life petal would, with the tip sort of coming up a little bit. And then I am curing this in between each time I'm happy with one of my petals, just so that when I'm adding a new petal on, I don't move anything or ruin anything at all. And then I'm just continuing to create petals, working from the outside in so they're getting slightly smaller. You can do as many or as few layers as you like. And then once you get to the center, I like to place a little bead in the middle, form it into a ball, and then take my number 1 bling stylus, so that's the needle point stylus without a ball on it, and again dip it into my acrylic powder and then just poke it into the middle of the ball and make a little bit of like a hole, and that gives you the illusion of the center of the flower. And you could just leave it like this and give it a full cure, or what I'm going to do is come in with my detail brush and come with my cherry cordial and sort of just line my petals with red, so the bottoms of them look black and the tops of them look red. It's just a little bit of an extra detail that I like to add in there. And then I am going to give that a full cure, and I'm going to come in with my super shiny, and I'm going to only put it on my rose. So I have a shiny rose and a matte background. And when you are applying this, you want to not have a lot of product on your brush so that you can kind of stab the brush into the petals and the little facets that you've created without losing any of your 3D effect. And then I'm just going to finish off my middle nail here with a coat of flat matte and giving everything a full cure, so that's 60 seconds in LED or 2 minutes in UV. And then finishing that off with a quick cleanse with some after wipe. And that is the final look. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this week's video, this goth inspired look that I've done. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the section below. And thank you to always subscribing, liking, and sharing. Don't forget that you can also support us by following us on Instagram and liking us on Facebook.